Phil Grandy is a career businessman who's also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Would you like to know how to secure your financial future? At philsgang.com, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang staff teaches and coaches you to build a successful investing plan to achieve your goals. philsgang.com gives you instruction on how to find low-risk, high-potential investing opportunities in the stock market. If you're new to the stock market and want to master the basics of stock investing and learn how to invest in stocks with little risk, then philsgang.com is your place. Learn from their extensive collection of educational videos about investing strategies and the analysis of charting. Every weekday, philsgang.com hosts live market webinars. They post market updates throughout the day. They have working investor programs and they provide financial updates throughout the day, and all material is archived. For only $39.95 a month, there is no other service like Phil's Gang offers. Start the new year off right. Secure your financial future with philsgang.com. Give them a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. If you're a Phil's Gang member or a fan of the Phil's Gang show, then you need the all-new Phil's Gang hat. Now available in a variety of colors and cool comfort styles for only $25. You can show your Phil's Gang pride with the stylish "Are You Nuts" hat or Phil's Gang logo hat. Don't wait. Go to philsgang.com and click on the shopping cart icon to order your hat today or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que St. Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. they pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
If you're a Phil's Gang member or a fan of the Phil's Gang show, then you need the all-new Phil's Gang hat. Now available in a variety of colors and cool comfort styles for only $25. You can show your Phil's Gang pride with the stylish Are You Nuts hat or Phil's Gang logo hat. Don't wait. Go to philsgang.com and click on the shopping cart icon to order your hat today or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
The stock market has gained almost $3 trillion in value since the election on November 8th, a record.
A record, and he's right. That's Trump, President Trump, taking credit for the market. He should not do that. Very dangerous. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. The market's up 340 points. 340 points. Now, remember, this is all because in the last 12 days, the market, as it's been making new highs every day, historic highs. But remember, during those historic highs, they've been less than 1%, about 0.25%. Historic, in other words, an historic high, but with historic, what should I say, low gains and very low volume. And the reason, because investors were looking for reassurance from President Trump that he really intends to follow through on his campaign promises. You know, the fiscal spending, increased military spending, infrastructure spending, tax cuts, cutting regulations, all the other things he said he's going to do, the wall. And as a result of last night, investors felt, hey, you know, we got the reassurance we need. And this morning, believing his policies will result in a tax cut, earnings growth, increase in dividends payouts, and volatility, which are the 5 requirements for stocks to rally. And they did. They went up over 300 points today. We're now up over 337 points. But this is why I keep emphasizing you got to use charts. Now, a person who left the stock market in 2009, 2010, never caught the 238% rally, which if they only stayed in, they'd have most of all their money back that they lost. But they didn't stay in because they know they've been through too many crashes that, yes, they make money, but they never keep it. They always give it back because because remember, the people who are supposed to be helping you, who's supposed to have a fiduciary relationship with you, there's a great contradiction. Because when you are making money, you keep calling and asking, what should I do? What should we do? You know, you're looking for him to say, well, why don't you get out now? You're up big. Get out. But he's not going to do that. That goes against the money he makes. In other words, the system is he doesn't make money, okay, on the money. In other words, he doesn't make money based on performance. He makes money how the pile grows. the fund grows. So he's never going to tell you to get out. And so many of you lost money 2-3 times and say, I don't care the market's going up. I'm not going to get back in. And isn't that a shame? Here, think about it. Since election night, the stock market's gone up 12%. 12%, but people didn't get back in because they're afraid. Because they're afraid. They say, well, I'll get back in, it goes up, I'm going to lose my money because nobody's going to tell me to get out. And that's why this is such a beautiful thing, my charting, because this is what charting does. It lets you out. It tells you when to get out. So last night, it was a beautiful thing because the requirements for stocks to rally, which is, again, you want to make sure that you have tax cuts, earnings growth, increase in dividend payouts, and you have a lot of volatility. Those are the reasons why stocks grow. Because you got to remember, stocks are forward-looking. And what Trump is talking about, the investors are saying, I'm going to buy stocks today. We're up 337% because stocks are forward-looking, looking out. They're saying, I think if he's going to do all these things, then these 5 criteria that make stocks go up will happen. We'll get tax cuts. He's talking about them, so we're going to get tax cuts. And with tax cuts and all these regulations being cut, earnings are going to grow. Tax cuts alone are going to run earnings up big time. Dividends, of course, we're going to increase our dividends. Dividends will run up. So if all this pans out, those criteria are going to be there and for the stocks to grow. So they're buying stocks today looking down the road. And that's what you do. You buy stocks today looking forward. But the problem comes when it doesn't work out. There's nobody there to tell you, when do I get out? You don't get that phone call. Say, well, when Trump spoke, when he spoke, remember, the last day of February, and all those great promises, and he really tried to keep those promises, but there was a problem. Debt ceiling. They're going to give him such a battle on debt ceiling. They raised this debt ceiling, and they're going to give him such a battle on Obamacare, and he's got to get Obamacare done before the tax cuts. You're not going to see those tax cuts for a year and a half, and that's why the market collapsed 20%, 30%. But see, nobody's going to call you and tell you that, so you better get out before the market collapses. So that's why people don't get in. But now my gang, they're in. The market's up 337%. We got some wonderful rallies. Look, 337 points. And we got, our stocks are just going up, going crazy. Our Johnson & Johnson, we bought that stock when nobody wanted it. When Johnson & Johnson was getting killed, nobody wanted it. We sat back and we just waited. And then finally, we got an opportunity to buy it. And this stock, since the day it turned green, which was in January 20th, okay, to today, so that is up from, let's say, went from $113 to $123. $113. So we got a nice 8%, beautiful 8% rally. But guess what? You don't have to worry about it coming down, because we will get a signal that it is coming down, that it's going to come down. Because remember, I said markets are forward-looking. So the chart is set up looking forward, and it'll tell you, it'll turn red, say, hey, time to get out. Because why is it time to get out? Because all the big guys are getting out. So all these promises that Trump, he wants to follow through with these. He really does. He really does. And again, the big problem, and today what we saw today is the bond selling is going on. Unbelievable. The bond selling. We're seeing everybody dumping their bonds today. Now, when you dump the bonds, as soon as you see the yields go up, that's interest rates. Now, that's a problem because you're going to be paying more for your house mortgages and your car and your credit cards. But the yields are going up and the dollar is going up. Because everybody, anytime that people get excited, they dump bonds, they start buying stock. And anytime you see the yield on the 10-year Treasury, just watch the yield. The yield will go up, the dollar go up, people are buying stocks, and gold goes down. And we had a good time shorting the dollar. I mean, shorting gold. Yeah, shorting gold, because gold is going down because of all these promises are all he wants to do. People are all excited, so they're dumping their bonds left and right. They're getting out of them. Boy, yields are going up, the dollar's going up, and gold's going straight down. What a great opportunity. So we take our chart, and we put gold on our chart, and we watch it. And and if we're shorting it, if it's going down, making money, and we'll know when to get out of that as well. So there's a lot of things that happened last night, but there's got to be caution. Because remember, even though he put forward his policies, he didn't provide any actual details or timelines. We'll talk more about that in stocks when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. You know, I'm limited with time. Real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software. I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years, and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You know the stock market goes up 72% of the time? Then why is it that the retail customer, 80% of the time, have lost money? Because they don't know when to get out. And that's why I'm providing a product called my MV2 chart that solves that problem. It's always about when do I get out? That problem has been solved. Check it out, my MV2 chart. Don't miss it.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're offering the most powerful stock charts available on the market. The MaxVest 1000 charts. Now, the difference between these charts and all the other charts is this follows the money. Yes, it gives you a buy-sell signal. I know you're going to say, well, they all do. No, not true. The difference with the MaxVest is they follow the important money, the hedge funds, the biggest banks, the 401ks, the pension fund managers. That's the big difference. They're not following the emotion. That's what most charts do. They follow the money. That's what MaxVest does, follows the money. Check it out. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Oh, and the chart is low as $19.95 a month. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You're probably familiar with a pillow commercial that's everywhere. It's on TV. And wherever you get the pillows, this new pillow that's out. You know what? You don't need a pillow for good night's sleep. You want to make sure your investments are safe. That's where you get the good night's sleep. And that's what you get here at Phil's Gang with our technology. It's built in to show you when your stock is ready to fail, when your stock is ready to rally. That's right, it follows the money. You don't need a pillow. You need Phil's Gang. That's how you get a good night's sleep. You'll always know well in advance that the market's going to collapse or your stock. Join my gang, philsgang.com. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Stock market's up 336 points after the president confirmed his policies. Now, the only problem is where you have to be cautious is that even though he confirmed his policies and he believes in them, he really wants to do it, and we shouldn't doubt it. Everything he promised so far, he's done. But there's caution because, yeah, he put forward his policies, and those policies should stimulate the requirements needed to push stocks up. So as long as everybody believes it, then everybody is now believing that the stocks are going to take off, because with these policies you got to get the tax cuts are going to be there for sure, the earnings growth are going to increase, the dividend payouts are going to increase, volatility is going to increase, and those are the ingredients that you need to rally a stock. And that's what's happening today. See, the market's up 332 points because of what he said last night with his policies. All the investors saying, hey, we're going to get those 5 requirements, so the market's going to go up, and the market's forward-looking. But the caution is he's got headwinds. He's got headwinds. Now, the reason he didn't put any policies in last night, any deadlines, he didn't give us details as to actual, what are the actual details? Or more important, what is the actual timeline? Because he can't. Do you remember this week here he admitted, early in the week, that there may be a problem because of the Obama Didn't Care program? I call it the Obama Didn't Care. That he said, I can't do my tax cuts. See, corporations thought the tax cuts were going to come first, and that's why everybody got so excited and why we went up 12%. But this week, this week he says, I'm a little nervous because I didn't realize that we got to deal with the Obama Didn't Care healthcare mess. We got to do that first. We got to get it out of the way. Well, that's going to take a long time, because he's going to get a big fight, because he's got to work with the people across the aisle. And if last night's blatant and disrespectful refusal by the Democrats to stand up and applaud this president, even at the times when Trump sounded more like a Democrat than a Republican, if that's any indication as to how they're going to cooperate, they're not going to. They're going to fight him. I mean, last night, listen to this. He was talking about last night about infrastructure. Now, one Democrat got up and applauded. But let's listen to what Obama said about the infrastructure. And everybody applauded. We'll play them both. Here's what Trump said.
The time has come for a new program of national rebuilding. America has spent approximately $6 trillion in the Middle East. All the while, our infrastructure at home is crumbling. With this $6 trillion, we could have rebuilt our country twice, and maybe even 3 times if we had people who had the ability to negotiate. To launch our national rebuilding, I will be asking Congress to approve legislation that produces a $1 trillion investment in infrastructure of the United States, financed through both public and private capital, creating millions of new jobs.
Now, one Democrat stood up and applauded. So let's see what Obama said. And when Obama said this, they went wild.
We can put Americans to work today building the infrastructure of tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll visit Tampa, Florida, where workers will soon break ground on a new high-speed railroad funded by the Recovery Act.
Yeah, how did that work out? That never happened, just like his Obamacare, right? Obama didn't care. You can keep your doctor. So, but what my point is that the problem that this president is going to have is time. Time. That's going to be his enemy. Because he's going to be delayed. You're not going to see the cut taxes for a year and a half, the corporate tax cuts for a year and a half. That's going to be a disaster. You're not, because Obamacare is going to take a year. They're going to fight him on Obamacare, and they're going to fight him. They're going to fight him on the debt ceiling, to raise the debt ceiling. You wait and see. But in the meantime, every time that people are encouraged by what he says and the market rallies, then buy the stock. Just know when to get out. That's all you have to do. Now, listen to this. I want to play this for you. This is unbelievable.
At the end of last year, you spent a lot of time talking about gaming companies with a lot of Chinese interests.
Yeah.
I was wondering what your thoughts were on Penn National Gaming.
Now, I like MGM down here at 26, because I think people have given up on it.
That's unbelievable. Now, he talks about MGM. He tells the guy to get an MGM. Are you kidding? If you look at it on the chart, this stock has been dropping. This stock, MGM, has dropped since December 8th to today about 12%. And it still stinks. And he tells him, hey, this is a good stock. MGM's a good stock. It's just this crazy. See, this is the problem. You don't have anyone to turn to tell you when to get out of these things. You don't.
Time for the final trade. Around the horn we go.
Yeah, after a nice pullback, get back into some of these ags. Mosaic, I'd buy.
Okay, so now he's saying buy MOS, Monseco. Really? Are you kidding? This thing started to turn red 4 days ago. 4 days ago. Institutions are pulling out the money. So this poor woman's going to get in and she's going to get killed. She's going to get killed. See, when stocks are going down, they encourage you to get in because they know they're going down. But they encourage the retail customer to get in so that the stocks are held up while these money managers on Wall Street move out their clients, which are the big pension funds, like the teachers union, the police union. See, so that what they do is they tell you to get in these because they want you to hold them up because their loyalty isn't to you. Their loyalty is the pension funds. That's where they make all their money. The teachers, you think they make more money on you or the teacher's pension fund? Unbelievable. That's why you need a chart. 877-600-GANG. Join right now. 877-600-GANG. Be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. You know, I'm limited with time. Real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software. I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil's subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
If you're looking to make extra income, if you're looking to pay off bills and plan for your retirement, then check out philsgang.com. Philsgang.com is an online educational service that informs you, coaches you, and guides you on how to invest in the stock market. Get daily advice to buy stocks, short stocks, and learn when to get out of your positions. Philsgang.com provides daily webinars, alerts, educational tutorials, and all material is archived. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, my name is Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You know the stock market goes up 72% of the time? Then why is it that the retail customer, 80% of the time, have lost money? Because they don't know when to get out. And that's why I'm providing a product called my MV2 chart that solves that problem. It's always about when do I get out? That problem has been solved. Check it out, my MV2 chart. Don't miss it.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Would you like to know how to secure your financial future? At philsgang.com, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang staff teaches and coaches you to build a successful investing plan to achieve your goals. philsgang.com gives you instruction on how to find low-risk, high-potential investing opportunities in the stock market. If you're new to the stock market and want to master the basics of stock investing and learn how to invest in stocks with little risk, then philsgang.com is your place. Learn from their extensive collection of educational videos about investing strategies and the analysis of charting. Every weekday, philsgang.com hosts live market webinars. They post market updates throughout the day. They have working investor programs, and they provide financial updates throughout the day, and all material is archived. For only $39.95 a month, there is no other service like Phil's Gang offers. Start the new year off right. Secure your financial future with philsgang.com. Give them a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
We are blessed to be joined tonight by Corinne Owens, the widow of U.S. Navy Special Operator Senior Chief William Ryan Owens. Ryan died as he lived, a warrior and a hero, battling against terrorism and securing our nation. I just spoke to our great General Mattis, just now, who reconfirmed that, and I quote, Ryan was a part of a highly successful raid that generated large amounts of vital intelligence that will lead to many more victories in the future against our enemy. Ryan's legacy is etched into eternity. Thank you.
And Ryan laid his life down for other Navy SEALs. And last night, I'm sure you all saw it as I did, 2 minutes standing ovation. I mean, everybody was crying. I mean, it was so emotional. And there you had Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Keith Ellison sitting there. They wouldn't get up. And you looked at them. Hatred was coming out of their face. I mean, venom, hatred, just hatred towards this country, towards the Navy SEALs, towards the wife. These are just bad people. Bad people. I mean, how can you describe them? I'll get thrown off the air if I really want to describe them. I mean, these people are just so sick. Does that bother them that much that Trump is president, that they got to be that disrespectful? I think they should both be thrown out of office. I can't believe their own districts would not get together and be as outraged and make sure they just were expelled. I don't know. Let's get to making money. I don't want to spend all the time on that, but it just made me sick. Okay, talking about making money. Look, the stock market right now, we're up 329 points. Yes, it's been a good day, but there's going to be some headwinds. All you want to know is, hey, I'm going to get in the market. I just want to be assured as I'm making money, I get out in time. You join my gang, I can assure you of that. I'm not going to promise you I'm going to make you rich, but I can assure you you'll sleep at night knowing you'll get out in time, because that's what we do here. This is what we teach. This is what our software shows. We designed it. You don't have to worry about that anymore, because that's the first thing I thought of when I designed this. Was the biggest reason that we had such a drop of population, retail people in this market. We dropped from 62% down to 42% across the country, the amount of people who quit the stock market. What a shame, because this is the best place in the world to make money. There's no other place you're going to make money like this, because it's so liquid. It means that you can click your mouse and buy immediately, and 2 seconds, split second later, click again and get out if you think you made a mistake. You can't do that with a house. You can't do that with any other asset. The stock market is a wonderful place, because you don't have to know, you don't have to be educated. You don't have to know anything about stocks. You don't have to know anything about the company. You don't. Not at all. You just got to know when to buy, and what does that mean? That means when all the big guys buy, you buy too. So please don't the stock market, I've never been so excited about a stock market in both directions. All Trump has to keep saying is what he's going to do, and the market just keeps going up. Yes, that's scary from a point of view if you don't know when to get out, but that's not going to happen to my gang. So here's the number, 877-600-GANG. Join the gang. Okay, now let's talk about what the problem is going to be, the debt ceiling. Since 1993, the limit has increased almost 20 times. This is the real problem. The federal debt has ballooned from less than $5 trillion to $20 trillion. $10 trillion by Obama. He increased to $10 trillion. Now, here's the issue. The debt ratio, in other words, if our U.S. debt was $20 trillion and our economy, the size of our economy, called our GDP, that means all the goods we manufactured and sold, was $60 trillion, there would be no problem lifting the debt ceiling and saying, okay, let's put more debt on. So, but that's not the case. We have a $20 trillion debt, but we don't have a $60 trillion dollar economy. 60 trillion meaning that all the goods, and if you add up all the goods and services that we sell, it comes to 60 trillion? No, we don't have that. Now at 60 trillion, that would be manageable because our economy to our GDP ratio would be 33%. Now that's fine. Debt to our economy size or GDP, the ratio would be at 33%. But it's not 33%. You know what it is? It's 105%. Because we're not growing our economy. For 8 years, we didn't grow it. So our economy's not at 60 trillion. Our economy's at 20 trillion. So that's why we're at 105. That's very dangerous. So they're going to hold up. You watch what they're going to do to them. They're going to hold that up. They're going to argue. And guess who's on that committee? All the Republicans that hate Trump. Starting with McCain. Now that's going to be a problem. So the U.S. debt is about 20 trillion. The U.S. GDP is about 19 trillion, giving a debt to ratio of 105%. Very dangerous. They're going to use that argument to stall it and stall it and stall it. That is really bad. That is bad. So that's one problem he's going to have. The other problem he's going to have is that the debt that we have now is enormous. And now that he doesn't want to cut taxes, that means the tax cuts he's going to do tax cuts. That means our deficits are going to grow bigger because we can't grow our economy. In other words, when you have a GDP or our economy, the size of our economy is 20 trillion, we got to get that up. We got to get up to 30 trillion, but we can't do it because our debt is too much. So now he says, okay, I'm going to do all tax cuts. That means we're going to be taking a lot less money in. We're going to have bigger deficits. Now he's saying, yeah, but we can do it through growth. We can do it through growth. We can grow the economy to 3% for 1.5% because the CEOs, because I'm cutting all the regulations and I'm cutting their taxes, they no longer would be doing stock buybacks. They'll now start putting their money into capital investment, which will increase productivity and wages, which will increase our growth or the size of our economy from 20 trillion to 30 trillion. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's going to take too long. So that's why I'm predicting this summer we're going to have at least a 20 to 30% market correction. 20 to 30%. But in the meantime, let's make money on the way up. You don't be scared to be in. And let's make money on the way down. You know, personal spending, you remember the lie? Listen to this lie.
Consumer spending has continued to rise at a healthy pace.
Consumer spending continued to rise at a healthy pace. No, consumer spending slowed big time because inflation is roaring to a 4-year high. She's a liar. Personal spending is now the lowest since 2009. But listen to this.
Retail consumer back in this market? Are they interested in this market now that the Dow is soaring again?
They seem to be. And consumer spending's been strong for a long time.
Consumer spending's not strong. Personal spending crashes. It's the lowest in 2009. But these guys will lie. Then he also asked, how about the retail customers? Is he coming back into the market? He should have told the truth and said no. They're not coming back into the market because they don't know when to get out. And you can tell them all day long the stock market's going up 30%, 40%, 220. They're not interested because they know after all their experiences, they're not going to know when to get out. No one's going to help them. Well, that's where I come in. Join my gang, 877-600-GAY, because this is where you're going to earn wealth creation and retire.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a longtime Phil subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? Reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market. You get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
Welcome back. This segment of the Phil's Gang Show is brought to you by the MV Stock Charts. For more information, go to philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, the market's going to close up near 340 points. But the key is now, as I'll tell my gang in class, we got to wait and see if there's going to be a follow-through tomorrow. Okay? What has happened today is sort of a reversal. But you need to see a follow-through tomorrow of at least 175 points. If not, then it's just a feel-good rally, and there's nothing underneath it. That's the problem. There's no earnings. Remember what I told you. There's no earnings. It's just they're buying it based on there will be possible earnings. There will be possible volatility. See, and that's the problem with the market. You're always buying on the promise going forward. And that's why you've got to be in a position when the promise is no longer there, that someone's going to tell you, because you're busy all day, you're working all day, and you got your retirement money. Someone's got to tell you, okay, you remember when the market rallied 339 points because it looked like on the promises that everything was lining up perfectly, that what makes stocks go up, the tax cuts, the earnings growth, the increase in dividend payouts, the volatility are all going to be there going forward. So we'll buy the stock today with the idea all of those ingredients will be there in the future. And so you do. But then when they don't work out, this is why so many people left the market. Nobody tells you, hey, you got to get out. You got to get out. And there's the problem. Construction spending has tumbled. Auto sales are tumbling. Debt, consumer debt is soaring. It's not a lie. It's the truth. It's not. I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. It's this economy. We never had an economic recovery. Never. We never had an economic recovery. It was always kept from collapsing by having zero interest rates, low interest rates. We never had a housing recovery. It was always because this administration made sure that the FHA standards were so the Obama administration made sure that the FHA standards were so lax, so easy that anybody could get a loan. And now the defaults are so high that the FHA is almost bankrupt. That's where anybody, if you were working hard and you and your wife are making, let's say, $85,000 a year, $125 a year, let's say $225, it was almost impossible to get a loan. Almost impossible. But if you were near poverty, you could get a loan through the FHA. This is how Obama set it up. You couldn't get a loan if you were making good money, but you could get a loan if you weren't making good money, and you would be struggle making the payments. So the FHA, boy, that's where they sent you, and now things are really bad. Matter of fact, they had to raise insurance premiums to borrowers so high that the products they offer are so expensive, more expensive than many of the conventional Fannie and Freddie Mac mortgages. Do you believe that? This is crazy. All these millions of home purchases over the last 4 years so they could come out and say, look at this, we have a housing recovery. We have a housing recovery. No, we didn't. We didn't have a housing recovery. They were talking about, say we had a housing recovery. They're pointing to all the investment groups, the BlackRocks, who bought 30, 40,000 houses. That wasn't a housing recovery. That was no housing recovery. You gave the houses away. You should have left those houses for lower income people so they could have a home and finance it. Oh, no, it didn't do that. So they rented them all out. They rented them out. Isn't that terrible? Instead of selling them to the people? But now the market, all you need to know now is, regardless if the consumer spending slows or not, construction spending tumbles or not, auto sales tumble or not, our growth in our GDP, maybe it doesn't happen, maybe it does. None of that needs, you don't have to know anything about that. Join my gang. Let me guide you. I'm reaching out to you, and I'm telling you, for $39.95, work with me for 1 month, $39.95 for 1 month. And I will show you that this is where you'll be able to, especially if your age is at 42 if you're 32 to about 42, 52, and you got to start building your nest egg. I'm telling you, give me 1 month and I'll show you can do it. And especially for people who have no time, you're too busy. I'll show you can do it. You haven't got to know all this stuff about a company. Unbelievable. So, we've got some stocks that we're working on that I think are terrific. One stock is UNG, this natural gas. This stock has gotten killed. I think this is going to be the big winner. So we put it on our charts, and all we're waiting for right now is for the institutions to come in and start buying it. Now, we've seen a little bit buying, but not enough. See, and I'll teach you that. I'll show you that. How do you know even though it turned green, how do you know it's not enough buying? I'll teach you that. And this is where you make your money, just like on Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson This stock remember when the stock got beaten to death? And then all of a sudden it started to turn green again. This thing dropped, I think in a year's time, this thing dropped from, I think it was like $128, 128 down to about $109. A 15% drop. And I said to my gang, this stock is in everybody's portfolio. Everybody's portfolio. And I said, so it's in every 401k. So I said, let's make sure we buy this at the proper time when it turns green. And we did. And the stock's doing beautifully. It's now up to $123. So let's say you even got in at $116. It's now $123. You're making money. You got 6%. Even if you got in real late, you made 6%. Where are you going to do that? See, that's how you're going to build wealth. But the most important is when it turns red, nobody's going to tell you to get out. Who's going to tell you? You think your planner is? No, of course not. But here as a gang member, you'll know when to get out for sure. You know when to get out. All right. We also have another great stock that we're watching is Hovnanian, a home builder. That got murdered. It's just setting up beautifully. 2 days now we've seen money coming in. Not yet ready to buy, but almost. So if you're a gang member and you're real busy, you don't have time as a gang member, we'll be pointing that out, the stock. We'll be babysitting that stock. We let you know. And then you look at your chart, it's green, bang, you buy it. But the key is you can sleep at night because also if you're up to 15%, 20%, 10%, you don't have to worry like you had to worry before. Say, God, I don't want to give it back. Because you can't call anybody that's going to give you a straight answer and tell you, yeah, you better get out and keep those profits. You ever hear your broker ever tell you to get out of a stock? Never. Now, as far as what Trump is doing, I think Trump is doing terrific. There's no question about it. There's no question. He's going to try everything he possibly can. The real problem comes to this, is that when he starts these programs, there is going to be debt. He's counting on the CEOs not to do stock buybacks and take that money and pour it into their companies as capital investment so that the economy will grow. So if you can grow the economy from 1.5% to 3%, he won't have to monetize the debt. Now here's where the danger comes in. If they don't do that, and the CEOs keep buying their own stock back, we can't grow the economy. So now the government has to get its cost of that borrowing down. So the gangsters at the Federal Reserve will start printing money. And then they'll print the money and they'll buy 10-year treasuries to push the interest rates down for the government. So they're paying low rates on the money they borrowed. But here comes the problem. And we've seen this before. Guess who has access to that money? The CEOs of companies. So now they'll come in and they'll start borrowing that money to buy their own stock. And here we go again. They're the only ones that are going to get rich. The economy doesn't grow. So that's the problem where Trump's going to be. He's got a fine line. He's got to walk there. To me, Trump should get rid of stock buybacks. Just make them illegal or go back to the gold standard. In any case, join my gang. I promise you'll get out in time and you'll sleep at night. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. It's up to me to make my dreams. philsgang.com.